Okay, I'm reloaded. Big Dappuccino here. The name of the channel is Deja Vu Royalty Diecast Garage. Today we got a type of content that I like to see. I don't know, it kind of wanes in popularity. It goes up and down, but I call them showcases. And what I do, I pick a theme or a car maker usually, or a certain casting from my collection, and I try to find some info on it to share with y'all and display the models and makes, castings, I should say, from. I try to stay mainline Hot Wheels and Matchbox, but I do put in some premium brands. But anyway, this is gonna be a Toyota showcase, so let's get it. Let's get it on with it. I delay. First, what we got is on the turntable is we're going to go with a Matchbox. It's a 1968 Toyota Matchbox Land Cruiser. It debuted in mainline outdoor sportsman 2009, discontinued in 2014. Reissued in 2015 after being retooled, designed by Rio Asada, the late great. It's a 158 scale. It was discontinued again in 2017 when the licensing agreement between Mattel and Toyota ended, but it was reissued in 2022 when Matchbox and Mattel made a new agreement. This is the outdoor Sportsman 2009 color variation, the second color variation for that year, in light blue with a white roof, detailed tail lights and headlights, black plastic base. Smoke tint windows, black interior. Yeah, it's getting up there. You can see where some of the paint on the roof is going, but I think it kind of gives it character. Being that this is supposed to be a vehicle that has been pretty much been around since the late 60s. Paint still looks good on it for most part. The roof just kind of looks kind of funny. Next, what we have is the Toyota MR2 1984 that debuted in mainline NBX showroom 2021, designed by Abe Lugo. This is the mainline 2025 color variation in black with detailed headlights, up variation, and has detailed tail lights, and has a black plastic base. Smoke tint windows, black interior. Unfortunately, this is the left-hand drive. I don't know. I have to go through some. I have a couple of different variations to see if I have right hand. Supposed to be a right hand version too. They say for every color variation. It's pretty cool. Cool little car. Next, what we have is the 1994 Lexus 400 LS 400, debuted in mainline NBX Highway 2022, designed by Abe Lugo. Was the first color variation in pearl beige. Has detailed headlights and taillights, gray plastic base, clear window, gray interior, gray plastic base. It was originally supposed to be released in 2021, but due to the pandemic, it was delayed until 2022. This is only the second Lexus casting made by Matchbox. The first was the Lexus GS430 in 2006, which was discontinued in 2010. So pretty good casting. Dog dish wheels fit this, even though it'll be better to see this with wheel swaps and stuff. And unfortunately, I haven't seen any other variations of this casting, at least not in my neck of the woods on the page. Been looking for one. I think one was in like a 5-pack or a 5 or an 8-pack or something like that. But it had some horrible cars with it. Next, we're gonna go to the Hot Wheels main line. Oh no, we got one more Matchbox Celica. Got this Matchbox Celica from the Collectors series. Got a 1974 Celica GT liftback. Debuted in Collectors Series 2024. Designed by Gary Gopinath. It's orange, detailed headlights and tail lights, black plastic base, smoke tint windows, black interior. So, kind of big, I guess, but it's hard to do moving parts, I guess, for Matchbox when if it was true of the scale. So, this is closer to like I want to say 1/660 scale. $160 or $158, one of them. That's very detailed, as you can see. Next, we got we're going to the Hot Wheels. Got the 1970 Celica, debuted in HW City Street Power 2013, designed by Junon May. This is the HW Street Power 2013 color variation, originally in yellow, but it's been custom painted in a glossy burnt orange. Has rather detailed headlights and tail lights that were done afterwards nicely, especially the rear tail light. It just has the single headlight, but it's cool. Tail light. It's supposed to be 2-head tail lights, but that looks even better. Yeah. It has a chrome plastic base, smoke tint windows, and black interior, which has been customized. Yeah, you see the detailing up here. Yeah. And screw's been covered a little bit. Yeah, this is customized by Diecast Clown, coincidentally. I got his sticker because I have a couple of customs from him. This has black interior that's been custom painted details. Okay, it originally had MC5 or OH5 wheels, but they've been swapped for LW wheels. Real life. Next, we had a Toyota Supra. That debuted in HW City Street Power 2013, designed by Junon May. This is a 7-Eleven exclusive 2025 in that green. Detailed headlights and taillights. 711 livery. Black plastic base. Smoke tint windows, black interior, chrome gold S5 wheels. Yeah, legendary. Real life powered by the 2JZ 3-liter inline 6. Available with manual or naturally aspirating turbocharged options. Of course, the casting was originally done. It was done in the past, but wasn't done proportionally right. But they, of course, when they did it in 2013, it was for the Fast and the Furious movie car, the orange Supra. Some nice details on there. Next, what we have is the GT86 Cup. They debuted in HWJ Imports 2024, designed by Brian Benedict. This is the first color variation, and race team blue, detailed headlights. It has a Toyota Gazoo Roman Empire Tony Bread Inger Hot Wheels racing livery. Has a black plastic base. Like smoke tint windows and white interior where you can see the roll cage. A little bit detail there too. Even though the steering wheel looked like it's just a blob. And of course, there's no tail light details. And real life, this was powered by a 2.4 liter inline 4 and had a 6-speed transmission and it had 2,030 horsepower in stock. Racing, I don't know how much horsepower it had. Probably close to over probably 300 horses, maybe close to 400, depending on what they did modifying. Next, what we have is the Toyota 2000 GT casting. GT Roadster debuted in Hot Wheels Replica Entertainment. You Only Live Twice, 2015, designed by Mark Jones. This is the first color variation in white. It has a detailed grille and tail lights. White metal base. Clear windows. It says dark interior, but it looks black to me. Chrome RRW SP wheels. It's based on the limited production front engine rear wheel drive 2-seater coupe produced by Toyota and associated with Yamaha. They just did the mechanics, I think, the engine. Released during the late 60s. Japan's first internationally released sports car. Highly collectible these days, valued at over $1 million. Only 350 of these were produced, and I'm talking about the hardtop. The convertible is a rare case. There were only 2 of them made, and that were for the movie You Only Live Twice, because apparently Sean Connery was kind of too tall to fit in the car, and they wanted his face to be seen, so that's why they made it into a roadster. Like I said, only 2 were made. of the convertible. It's a pretty cool casting. I think I also had this casting in Johnny Lightning for some reason. I might be tripping. I thought I did have it in Johnny Lightning. I might be thinking of something else. But anyway, moving on. What we got next is the Corolla 1986 Corolla Trino Sprinter from Tomica Neo. And of course it's from Initial D, a replica of the Initial D car, driven by the lead character. And they have so many different variations of this. They have some where the lights actually go up and down when you push a button on underneath the base. Or the hood comes up and are different sizes. But I was happy to get this because it was straight. This is probably the first Tomica I ordered. And it came from Japan. From what I remember. Because it had all types of stamps and stuff on the packaging and everything. And I didn't know the seller was actually from overseas until I actually got it. Because it was taking so long. I almost forgot about it. Then it finally showed up. And I was so new to getting these castings. Of course, I got box over there. Another Tomica. I don't know if I bought that in store because they used to sell them at Target later on for a minute. But yeah, I didn't keep. I tore the box up. Should have kept the box because it actually showed the face of the character and everything. But even though this doesn't have rubber wheels, it does have the opening doors and of course the suspension that Tomicas have. And it's well done. Rear wheel drive, you see the interior. Probably could have colored in the gauges and stuff, but that comes with premium and stuff. This is just the entry level. I think above the entry level for a Tomica. And next, of course, said we got another Tomica. And yeah, that one came out in 2013. The AE86 came out in 2013. And it's supposed to be 161 scale. This is the Tomica Neo Lexus RCF that came out in 2014. In real life, this car was produced until 2025. So they stopped producing this car this year in real life. The RCF. In real life, this has a 5-liter V8. It's rear-wheel drive. It has a 470 or 480 horsepower from the factory. 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. It's an 8-speed automatic transmission. Estimated top speed of 170. So that's pretty much it for Toyota. Of course, they make the best-selling car in the world right now. They've did that since the early 90s. The Toyota Corolla, which I want to say is sold, I think 50 million? I think it reached 50 million in I want to say either the early 2000s, but it surpassed the Volkswagen Beetle, which was the #1 selling car out of all the car makers for, I think, like 30 to 40 years. So, Toyota, with a feeling. So that's pretty much it for the Toyota showcase. I want to thank the subscribers for holding me down. As far as the random viewers, I hope you decide to subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like or dislike button, leave a comment behind. It's always good to get feedback because I can always improve this channel. And like I always say, this is not the best diecast channel. It's not the worst either. Motto here is to show a little love to the diecast. With that said, peace and blessings. Big Dappuccino for Deja Vu, Royalty Diecast Garage. Signing out.